Good morning, oh gorgeous creatures, on this Good Friday, the 10th of April, 2020. Greetings, gang. Welcome along to United Kingdom Talk, the bright, shining beacon in the world at the moment. Nothing is shining brighter than this. Not even that dim old light that you've got on in the corner there this morning, boys and girls. Morning. I've already been out today. Oh, yes. And yesterday, I'm very pleased to announce that I have now washed my pillow on your advice. Ow, it looks a bit dirty. Well, let me tell you, my dears, I washed that pillow. It's come out in exactly the same colours as it went in. So not dirty. So shut up. It was actually slightly off-white. So it's off-white, and the logo, the very well-known wool logo, which probably a lot of you have not seen because you buy all that fake stuff, dear. Poly nylon-y type. There's one or two of you with nylons on this morning. I bet Claire wears nylons. I bet she does. You know those nylon stockings? Yeah, stop that. Calm down there, boys. Calm down, for God's sake. I don't mind putting a pair of stockings on for you in the morning. Would you like that? Would you like me to get a little pair of stockings and put those on for you this morning? I think you might like, one or two of you might like that. I reckon old Mick Davenport would like me to do something like that, wouldn't you, eh? 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 So I washed my pillow, hung it out. I put it in last night, but I'll be hanging it out again tonight. It already feels sort of reasonably dry. That's probably because the filling is actually wool, and it's like a natural thing, isn't it? So I'll hang that out to dry today, and that'll be all well and good. Mind you, when you wash something, you get that nice smell, don't you? When I think about it, I should have put some sort of lavender fabric conditioner in. That would have made it smell nice in bed, wouldn't it? Anyway, I washed my sheets as well at the same time. They're all hanging out. I shall hang it again out later and see how it goes. But as I say, it came out in exactly the same colour it went in, so it can't have been dirty after all. I don't have dirty pillows. Thank you very much, if you don't mind me saying so. What else did I do yesterday? I swept outside the front. At the front of my house, swept all outside there. I discovered another 2 lily beetles, which I'm pleased today to say have now been squashed. Lily beetles must not be. It's a constant battle here. I'm telling you now. Forget the virus or anything else or trouble with the Russians or Chinese. It's a struggle out here. It's a constant battle with the small red lily beetles, which must be crushed at all times. They're so annoying, those things. They're even too small for tasers. You see, I think all the police should have tasers. There's too much of this nanny pampering going around, especially when you're trying to clear these people out, you know, for gathering in more than 2 people out there. There they are on the grass, aren't they? In these times of lockdown, they're on the grass. There we are. Whole families, dear. Families and friends sitting around. Oh, let's just go over the pub. Oh, let's just open this little packet of sandwiches and let's have some tea. And oh, let's have you come over and have. No, incorrect. And the police go up. I'm ever so sorry to trouble you, but could you kindly go home? We're supposed to be on a lockdown. No, tasers, dear. It's the only way. And if any of the police are watching and they've tasered anyone recently, please would you send that video in to me immediately and I can feature it. We could have a new feature on the show. This week's tasered people. And it could run for as long as how many people have been tasered. I don't know. You know, 200, 300 possibly. The more the merrier, if you ask me. None of this talking to them. Taser them. And make YouTube videos of them. There you go. The police are always saying how lacking they are in funds. Here is a little sideline here that they could set up there, taser people, upload. I'm sure they would be very popular, those videos. You know, when you see awful people being tasered, robbers and people like that, burglars, people mugging old people. I'd like to see nothing better than someone who's obviously not a mugged old person. I wouldn't like to see that. But I'd like to see nothing better than someone being tasered as he's running away from a shop with a basket full of stolen food. I want to see him shaking on the floor uncontrollably. That's what I want to see. Tasers. Give them all tasers. That's what I say. Anyway, but unfortunately, lily beetles are too small to be tasered. I've tried to order one. Let me tell you that now. I've tried to order a taser. I'm now thinking, can plants be electrocuted? Can plants be electrocuted? I think insects can. So what I'm thinking here, right, is replacing my large tubs outside that are containing what will be, and I'm determined it's going to happen, my beautiful multicoloured lilies, pink and orange and white, beautiful lilies out there, right? I'm thinking of replacing the tubs with metal tubs and attaching a 250 volt, 40, whatever it is, 240 volt cable to it. Yeah, now obviously bit dangerous to leave it plugged in all the time. So I think once or twice a day I'll pop out the front, I'll go out the front there, just have a quick look around. Open my... I don't actually need to leave the house. I just open the door, check there's no one around, and push a button for 10 seconds and electrocute the lily beetles. They'll be... There we are. There they will be, holding on to one of the leaves, munching away. And then they just die on the earth. Good! Eating my lilies like... I don't want those animal people coming on here now. Ow, that's really cruel to animals. Excuse me, what did you eat today? What did you eat yesterday? Carrots? Did you have some carrots yesterday? Did you have some potatoes? Did you have some lettuces? Right? Why do you think they're still growing? Because they've all been sprayed with insecticide, especially. So when you sit there saying, oh, that's really cruel to insects, when you sit there saying that, presumably you don't want to eat vegetables anymore. Am I correct in that? Ow, but you're a vegetarian. I've heard it all before. Give your sad, pathetic mouths a rest. So that's the lily beetles. Squashed and sprayed again yesterday. Then I cleaned the kitchen. I haven't done the floor yet. I might do that today. So I've cleaned the kitchen, hoovered the whole... I've never hoovered the house so much, dear. It's like twice a week now. Twice a week. Where does all that stuff come from? Bits. Where do they come from? I come in the house, my shoes are always taken out in the utility room. Take off my shoes out and I walk in, usually with a pair of slippers or socks. And you find bits. After a few days, there's bits. Where do these bits come from? I don't understand. Very strange, isn't it? It's very strange. No, I haven't got my music ready. Isn't it strange and mysterious? What is that up there? Just a moment, please. Let me just change something. Where do these bits come from? Just black bits, and there might be. Got me echo on. There might be some needles from all the trees around here. How do they get in? I don't get it. Very strange, isn't it? Very strange. Anyway, so I hoovered the house again, sat in the garden for a bit, which was just absolutely delightful yesterday. I had my lunch in the garden, sat there listening to the little birds, got Tweety birds, no magpies at the moment. Tweety birds. There's these little grey things with black heads. I don't know what they are. They look very pretty. Then I ordered a wraparound bandage for my bad foot. But then I was looking on the Amazon, and then one of the recommended things that came up was this sock that you put on, and it's supposed to support your foot. So I've ordered one of those, which was about £5. Then I cancelled the bandages pretty quickly, And I think that was it. Last night I watched the Maundy service. Now, I did want to watch the Maundy Thursday service from the Vatican, actually, because I've never seen it from the Vatican. And I had this thing, and it had a picture of the Vatican, and it didn't start. And I thought, well, it's 7:30 now. I might miss it if I'm not careful. So then I watched the one from my church that I go to, Corpus Christi in Wokingham, and he did a live stream on there. And I had the Vatican one in the background, but it never changed from a picture of St. Peter's Square, which is outside, kind of in front of the Vatican, where I have been twice. Amazing place in Rome, that is. No one there. Not a soul there. There was a vehicle in the middle of the Vatican Square with blue lights on, may or may not have been a police car, presumably making sure that no one goes there. And then after the service, which finished 7:30, 8:30, about 8:45, 9 o'clock, it was quite long last night. After that, I thought, I wonder if the time difference is in Rome, and it's an hour ahead. So I probably missed it. I bet it was on earlier, so I probably missed it. So I'll try and watch the Good Friday, which is the most important service of the year, the Good Friday service a day. I'll try and get that from the Vatican. If not, I can always switch over to my local local church. Shania tells me, Shania is head of the Catholic Church on the Isle of Wight. Shania tells me that her church has started streaming now on the Isle of Wight. I can't believe it. They have internet on the Isle of Wight. Did you know that? They have internet on the Isle of Wight. Well, that was new to me, dear. That was new to me. So not only do they have now 3 television channels on the Isle of Wight, they also have internet. Amazing. Amazing. Who knows? In a few years, they might even have piped gas as well. Piped gas. We haven't even got that at the caravan site in Lincolnshire, dear. Have to get bottles. Dreadful. So much hardship. Really is. What else? Last night, so after that, I had my dinner and I watched Contagion, which, if you're worried about the virus, probably not an ideal thing to watch. But actually, and there was a lot in it that's happening now. But actually, it wasn't. I didn't think it was that much of a good film, to be honest. I mean, I watched the end of it. I managed half an hour of it the other day. I thought, I'm not really getting into this. Anyway, I watched the rest of it last night simply because I didn't know what else to watch, and that was it. Really, didn't watch the rest of it. I haven't been. I did try and watch. I think I mentioned this yesterday. Let me see if I got it. There it is. What is it? Tiger King. Anyone watched Tiger King yet? Tiger King. I just moved that camera down a bit. Tiger King. It says in the Daily Mail that today, the series has captivated tens of millions of viewers stuck at home amid the. It goes on about the every single story has to be connected in some way to this pandemic. I don't know why they have to say it. Netflix announced on Thursday that Tiger King fans would be getting a special treat with an extra episode to be hosted by Community's Joel McHale. So there we are. If you like the Tiger King thing, you've got an extra episode. Now, I've got to be honest, I watched how I could not get into it. I'm not the only one, apparently. There's a couple of my friends friends that I know in person on Facebook who have said the same thing. They were watching it, and they just couldn't get into it. I managed about half an hour and I turned it over, which is strange, really, because I'm a big fan of cats. I do like cats. I'm constantly watching amusing YouTube videos of cats. Thanks for your messages coming in there. I'll come to those in a moment. All right, my loves. So Tiger King, not really into that. And then I throughout the course of the evening, I made a few FaceTime calls to various people, chatting away on the FaceTime, which is nice. I'm ringing my friend DJ Chris twice a day at the moment. He's been struck down what he thinks is the virus. He hasn't been tested or anything like that. And he's absolutely bemused as to where it came from because he doesn't know. Just doesn't know where it came because he hasn't been out. Once he went out with mask and gloves on and all that, and yet he still reckons he's got it. So I've been talking to him. He's not getting any worse, so that's good news. And the other good news, of course, is Boris is out of intensive care, which is excellent news, isn't it? And this morning, something came yesterday in the post. 2 things came in the post yesterday. I shall be revealing what they are very, very shortly, exclusively and live on this channel, boys and girls. Don't switch off, because you won't know what it is. Don't switch off. So 2 things arrived yesterday. This morning, I got up early because I didn't have any hot cross buns. And I always have hot cross buns. Not only that, I've run out of potatoes. I'm low on milk, a bit low on milk. There's no yogurts left. There's no blueberries. And I thought, you've got to do something here, mate. So I got up early today, 7 o'clock. I got up 7 o'clock because I thought, well, I'm going to risk, after that disastrous occurrence about a week ago now, when I went to the co-op and some bloke in there started coughing his guts up with no hand in front of his mouth, no tissue, not into the arm, just like that. Dirty, disgusting people. So I got in the co-op at about 7:30 this morning because it opens at 7. There was me and 2 other people in there, 2 old people. Yeah, I know, even older than me. Can you believe it? By the way, do you like the tan? That's coming on all right, isn't it? I've not even been away. Why bother going away when you can go out there and sit in the garden? If you're lucky enough to have a garden, maybe you've got a balcony. I don't know. So I got in there about 7:30 and it was fine. I bought some garlic bread. I bought 2 lots of potatoes so I don't have to go in there because they don't want you to go out often, you know, as infrequently as possible. So I think I'm probably getting away with going shopping once a week. Yeah, if that, not even once a week, maybe longer. Plus, I get a few deliveries from my mate's house, and I've got a big one next week, haven't I? The Morrison's one. Very excited. Morrison's delivering to my house here. I probably would reckon as soon as I open the door, oh my God, it's Chris Reardon from United Kingdom Talk. Take the shopping for nothing. I know it's going to be like that, isn't it? I'm sure it is. So I'm in the co-op. I've got some garlic bread, got some blueberries. Managed to find. I didn't find any butter. I got that utterly butterly stuff. I didn't have any butter. That's the only sort of spread stuff they have. And there they were. And it was my favourite lady in there. All right, love. Hello, darling. How are you? She's a bit like that. Bit East End. I don't know where she's from. Hello, darling. Have you got any cross buns? Yeah, they're all over there, ma. There they were. Stacks and stacks of hot cross buns. It's the only time you have them. Good Friday. I bought 2 packets. 12 hot cross buns I bought. Oh, I forgot the eggs. Never mind, I didn't look if there wasn't any eggs. I meant to see if there was eggs as well. A few other little bits and pieces. Found my soya milk. So I've got 3 of those. And then I went round to the self-checkout thing, and it says put your bag here, basket here. Well, of course I don't use I won't touch a basket in there. So I put the stuff in my carrier bag. Yeah. It says put your bag there. So I put my bag on the floor, and I thought, oh, hang on a minute. Now people will have touched this, and then people would have touched that. Yeah. I thought, oh, you just can't win. You can. So you can only be so careful. I think you can't. I don't think you can avoid everything. You just have to do your best, you know. So I paid my shopping. I went very out. Two carrier bags full of stuff I had. £17. There's no chemicals, you know. If you're not buying sort of washing up powder, washing up liquid, anything like that, you find a lot cheaper. If it's just food, you do kind of fill up 2 bags full of stuff. As soon as you put washing powder in there or dishwasher tablets, £10. You know, one of each, 20 quid. That's when it starts going up. When you start buying some sort of chemicals. If it's only food, I always think I never feel I've been ripped off in a supermarket or indeed a little corner shop like that. So I got my blueberries and all that. Come home, drop the bags. This is what I do. Drop the bags outside the front door. I've taken off my gloves because I've got gloves on. Woolen gloves, okay? Woolen gloves. They go straight in the washing machine, ready to be washed now. I fill up the sink with soapy water. I've got my sponge out, and then I'm putting the stuff in. What can go in there? In go the plastic packets of blueberries, the milk, anything that's got a plastic over it, the garlic bread, sealed plastic, mind, not plastic with holes in it, because you'll have soggy garlic bread, and I literally wash it. Isn't it weird? Who ever thought we'd be... I mean, I must say, I'm not totally surprised that there's a pandemic virus thing, but to wash your own shopping, you never thought you would have had to wash your own shopping, did you? Eh? I don't know. So I'm washing this stuff, and then I'm putting it on the draining board what I can. The yoghurt got washed, and the yoghurt... Excuse me a moment. The yoghurt got immediately dried and put on the thing there. The utterly butterly, all on there, like that. And then the potatoes. Well, the potatoes are in a plastic bag, of course. So I've taken the potatoes out of the plastic bag, changed the water, soapy water on those, and give them a bit of scrub with the thing. And I've put them on the side to dry out, everything else. And that's it, really. Emptied the sink, placed the bags that I bought the shopping in outside, won't touch those for a few days, and then I give my hands a good wash. What else can you do? That's it. That's about... I can't think of anything I've missed out there. What else could I possibly have done to try and protect myself a little bit, you know? But that's what you have to do. So there we are. That's it. That's it. There is another thing that you might want to think about in the Daily Mirror this morning. A doctor and virologist on Channel 4's Coronavirus, How Clean Is Your House, have told viewers what to do to stop the virus from coming inside our homes here. Let's just... is it that one? That one? Yeah, that's the one. This doctor says, while hand washing inactivates the virus on our hands, particles can still infiltrate our homes by other means. Now, this is what we're thinking with DJ Chris, right? Because he's not really been out, but he's still got stuff in. The nurse who went to see him said it can come on the post and on the shopping, you see. The pair are warning people that they need to take off their shoes immediately and only wear one pair outside. Now, you wouldn't think to take your shoes off, would you? I mean, I always take my shoes off when I come into the house anyway, because I don't want dirt on my carpets. But you wouldn't think the virus would be carried on that, would you? From the floor onto your shoes and then into your house. It says, when you first come in from the outside, take off your shoes immediately. Most shoes have a non-porous rubbery sole, which the virus can survive on anywhere between 3 and 5 days. Keep the shoes in your hallway or the same spot and try to use only one pair of shoes to go outside. It's believed it can last up to 24 hours on clothes. If you use public transport or come in close contact with people, think about changing your clothes immediately and putting them in the wash. So there we are. I mean, it says that. And here we are. Look, the takeaway packaging could also be an area of concern because virus can survive for 24 hours on cardboard and up to 3 to 5 days on plastic. Now, that being said, a lot of our banknotes are now plastic, aren't they? See? Banknotes are plastic. It's important to remove the outer packaging and discard, wipe down with a bit of soap and water and disinfect any surfaces that may have been touched. We're talking about shopping here, which is exactly what I've done. She revealed you only need 2 cleaning products, either a correctly diluted bleach solution or soap and water. Soap and water is hugely versatile and particularly suitable for destroying the virus on items that come in contact with food and for cleaning children's toys safely and effectively, while bleach is good for high traffic spots with hard surfaces like light switches, most floor and worktops. And I do use the bleach spray actually on some of my stuff. So, for example, I didn't get any today. I haven't got any in the freezer, actually. For example, ice cream. Well, you couldn't dump that in hot water, could you, with soap? Not really. Well, maybe you could, actually, for just a few seconds. You probably could, actually, when I think about it. If it's hard frozen, you know how long that takes to defrost. How annoying is that? Hard frozen ice cream. Oh, it's so annoying. You get this thing out of the freezer, you have your dinner, you go, oh, it'll be all right now. No, it's not. Still can't get the spoon in the thing, dear. I hate that. If you go to Disney in Florida in the middle of summer, you can go around and get ice creams and lollies and things. And they come in these very good freezers that they've got dotted all around, you know, with a nice nice smiley Disney person serving you your ice cream for, I don't know, $4 or $5 or something, and then they give it to you. Well, it's so hard. They're absolutely hard frozen. So I suppose really, you know, if your ice cream is hard frozen, then you would be able to dip it in the hot water just for a few seconds and the soap and rub it all over and then rinse it quickly and then dry it and put it straight in the freezer. I suppose that would be all right. It says it's a good idea to have separate tea towels, have a separate hand drying towel to your dish drying towel to stop cross-contamination. When washing your dishcloths and tea towels in the washing machine, it's recommended 60 or above because the elevated temperature will inactivate the virus. So some interesting little bits and pieces there, boys and girls, for you. All right. Good. Have we got Rachel and Mike? I'll ask you in a moment. I wondered if I think you were interested in doing your ringtone there. You were showing an interest in doing the ringtone. Now, let's do some of your message. Oh, we've got a super chat coming, boys and girls. A super chat has appeared. Thank you very much to Michael Lawrence for sending me a super chat this morning. Thank you, Michael. That's very kind of you, having sent me some money for baked beans. The staple diet for the presenter of United Kingdom Talk is indeed baked beans. Thank you very much, Michael, for that. They'll be coming. I haven't got a date for those yet, I don't think. I think they're coming next week, the baked beans. Did I get a date for those? I think I'm waiting for an email from Campbell's Meats or something like that. Although there's no dead animals in there, I'm pleased to say. Thank you very much. Right, let's read some of your messages this morning. Jason Hughes just texting in. Have we been chatting for half an hour? No. Have I been going on for half an hour? Never mind. Good morning to Jason Hughes texting in. Morning to George Bond. Young Luke Trott. Good morning, Luke. Mari Lowe, Gary Davidson, Stephen Petty, Diane Jebb. There's Claire. Morning, Claire. Gary Davidson. Morning. There's Rachel. Morning, Chris. Wishing everyone a happy Easter. May God bless you and keep you all safe. Thank you very much, Rachel. Morning to all. Rachel, did you manage to do your ringtone? It was you and Mike Reese-Ponto. Just wondered if you managed to make a ringtone. We were talking yesterday. I've discovered a way. The instructions are on YouTube. I did tweet the link if anyone's interested. You need to have a look at my Twitter there. Twitter.com/Chris Reardon UK is my Twitter. If you just have a look on there, there's the instructions on how you can create your own ringtone from your own piece of music on your iPhones. Now, if it's a piece of music that you've bought and downloaded from Apple, I don't think that will work because they put all sorts of blooming copyright things on there. It needs to be something that you've had in your computer and drag and dropped into iTunes. I mean, iTunes, possibly the most complicated piece of software ever. How much do we all absolutely hate iTunes? I'm sure I read a story about a year ago now that they said they were going to get rid of it and replace it with something that's easy to use. Well, I'm still waiting. Oh, the amount of times that then you try and do this. Oh, it's so annoying. I absolutely hate iTunes, but you can do it. So if you can get your file into iTunes and then get it onto your phone, right, your bit of music, and then you choose a bit of that music, you're up to 30 seconds worth. And with the program GarageBand, which you get on the iPhone, again, free of charge, you bring it into there, do something with it, and then you can make it your ringtone. And I've got my theme, you know, I've got my theme as my ringtone, of course, surprisingly. Good morning to Johnny Key. Morning to you. Did you have any success with that at all, Rachel? Hello to Shania. There she is. Head of the Catholic Church on the Isle of Wight is with us today. Shania Steele. Morning, Shania. I tried to watch the Vatican last night. As I was saying, Shania, I was an hour late. Yeah, they're an hour ahead of us, which I didn't know. Morning to Mark Jones. He's got us on in the office today. 5 of us in here. Gemma, Dave, Sharon, and the worst manager ever, Donna. Why is she the worst manager, Mark? Does she tell you what to do? Is that why? Well, perhaps you should do your job a bit better, then you won't be told off. Personally, I think Donna should have a taser. She should have a taser. And then when you misbehave, she can taser you, dear. And if you misbehave really bad, you need to be squashed like a lily beetle. No, cause an immense amount of mess in that office. I'm sure it will do. But that's what has to happen, I'm afraid. Thank you. Good morning to Sabrina Walker. Claire has decided to buy a new pillow. Don't like the idea of all those dead cells. Claire, I'm sure your pillow is very clean, my love. Are you getting it from the Amazon? Somewhere like that. Good morning to the silent viewers out there as well. Greetings to you, sitting there quietly on the side. Good morning to you. Hello to... Oh, is that everyone else? Yeah, Stephen's in the mornings again. Finishes night shift, so you can have a rest. That's awful doing different shifts, isn't it? I've always said, you know, for you to be working sometimes days and then nights, I don't know how you ever do that. Do you ever get used to one thing? And I think you're better off, people are better off to either do days or nights, not different shifts. It's just upsetting for the human body. I'm sure it is, really. Thank you, Mick. Yeah, that's my mum and dad there years ago when they first got married. He was handsome, wasn't he? Look, there's my mum and dad. There's my mum and dad. Sadly, no longer here. There we are. Put that back there. Huh. In India, they whip them with big sticks. Well, that's excellent news. Is that because they've got no tasers? Oh, they've got no electricity there in India, have they? Is that why they've not got tasers there? That is, how do they work, those tasers? Does a policeman say someone's being naughty, right, and they want to taser them? Do they have to knock on someone's door? Excuse me, could we just plug our taser in? We need to taser someone. And then there's like a long wire that comes out the door. How does that work? Surely they're not batteries. How can you electrocute someone with a battery? I'm going to try that now, live on this programme. No, nothing happening. No, I would need it clearly to plug myself in. Sadly, I haven't got a spare plug in here to be able to do that, unfortunately. Morning to Adam the plumber. Morning. Johnny, a weed burner will see off the beetles. Well, they're very small. I've got a feeling a weed burner will set the blooming plants alight as well, Johnny. Oh, those beetles are so annoying. Good morning to John Aitken. Mandy will taser them for fun, Chris. I did test my ex once. Great fun that was. Yes, there you go. Don't need to police. The police could ring up Mandy Davenport, who is in charge of pain and suffering on this channel. That could be an additional job for you. Taserer. Is that right? Yeah. You could be there's a new word there. A taserer. So the police, because the police are very busy, I have much time for the police, and I do as I'm told. I do. But they're so busy. Perhaps if they see someone misbehaving, they could ring up Mandy Davenport. And she could just go around and tase them for fun. And Mick could go there. Here, I found a job for you at last, Mick. You can be the cameraman. So Mandy can go around and discover these scumbags who steal from shops and people, mug old people, and do all sorts of nasty things. Mandy can taser them, and you can hold the camera and send the film to me, and we get more ratings. I mean, we're desperate for viewers on this channel, as you well know. Desperate, dear, desperate. Mari, with all that electricity, don't water the lilies. Oh, that's a point, yeah. Maybe if I water them first. If I water them first and then attach the electric clips to them. Good morning to DJ Craig. Morning to you. LaBelle, good morning to LaBelle. Just shot a couple of new TikToks this morning. I shall have a look at those later, LaBelle. Do join me on TikTok. I'm on TikTok. My TikTok is an app you can get. Just download that. Lots of people on there. Immense amount of talent from many, many people, including LaBelle there. I do a few little videos on there, usually during the daytime. My TikTok is Chris Reardon UK. That's my TikTok. And LaBelle's on there as well, and many other people. You should do them yourself. Just a bit of fun. So much talent on there. Some very, very clever people. Morning to Michael Pullman. Michael Pullman, rather disappointingly, did fall asleep while the show was on yesterday. How rude is that? Oh, it's time for my pills. Innit? But I have said to you before, you know, you watch this show as you want to. If you're a bit tired, but you can't fall asleep, and it helps you fall asleep, who am I to grumble about you using the show to fall asleep? However, that anyone who falls asleep on my show now will be fined a £5 super chat. There you go. In future, and I'm going to do this because I know you're all honest people. I know you're all honest people, so if you're honest, if you fall asleep doing one of my shows, you must immediately send a £5 super chat. Good morning to Colin Coates. Hello to you, sir. Dominique Hesler. Morning, Dominique. Now, how are we doing on the likes? Only 15 likes this morning. Okay. For 25 likes, you get to see 2 of Mick Davenport's cakes. Hit the like button now if you want to see the pictures. 2 pictures I've selected of Mick Davenport's cakes this morning. Okay. Morning to Sean Pye. Hello to you. Shania, the main church of parish, is live streaming. Excellent. You must put a link on there so we can have a look at your church. Is that a permanent stream, or just does it come on just when there's mass on, or anything like that? Lots of people wishing DJ Chris well there. Just going to scroll down a little bit there, boys and girls, so I can keep up with you all. John Aitken was in Tesco 7:30 this morning. Got what I wanted and home in 20 minutes. It was the same for me at the co-op. I browsed. I actually had time to browse because there was no one in there barely. There was one nice bloke in it. It was quite nice. He looked at me a couple of times. I thought, oh, I wonder if you fancy me. Nothing, though, nothing. Bit scruffy, just as I like them. Scruffy. We don't like these preened people with blooming plucked eyelashes. No, we want rough. That's what we want, rough. There we go. In fact, I'm thinking a little bit later on of going to get a brick and throwing it through a few shop windows so that I end up in prison with a bit of rough. The tattoos and all that. I tell you what, you know, when he's talking about scumbags and people like that, there was another one on there. It was in America. And he shot. He was 18 years old. This bloke was. I saw the story. I wasn't going to read this out. I'm doing this from memory because I read it, and then I thought, nah, it's not for the show really. But now we're on that subject. And he shot his girlfriend's mother and father because they had a row about social distancing. So he shot them dead. Shot them dead. And I'm looking at him. Oh, you've got a lovely life ahead of you, mate. You know. You'll be banged up with all those older blokes. Haven't seen a woman in years. Young bloke like that, shoved in prison with all those older blokes who haven't seen a woman for years. Yeah, you're going to be wishing you never did that, sunshine. Horrible people. Horrible, horrible people. Anyway, Mark Jones, 12 sins for each hot cross bun. Is it really? I had 4. I've had 4 hot cross buns this morning. That's the first thing I did. As soon as I got in the house, I took 4 out of the packet, put them straight in the oven. Hot cross buns. And then I did all my washing while they were on there. But only once a year. Hot cross buns, once a year. That's it. Well, you buy them once a year. They probably last for a few days. I'll probably have the same again tomorrow morning, actually. Hot cross buns, hot cross buns. 1 a penny, 2 a penny, hot cross buns. Has anyone else had hot cross buns this morning? John don't like raisins or sultanas. Well, I don't like sultanas, not on their own, to be honest. Not really. Not really like them on my own there. Morning to Fran Green. Morning, Fran. Rachel says it's better to be safe than sorry. You can be too overcautious. Yeah, my mate says I'm being overcautious when I talk to him on the phone. He says you're being a little bit overcautious. I don't think you can be overcautious. Really, the more you can do, the better it is for you. How do you know you haven't picked up that butter with that one piece of virus on it? And that's I won't bother to wash that. And that's the one that'll get you, see. I don't know if you can be overcautious with this sort of thing. Morning to Paul and Lou. Morning to you. John's friend has been obsessed with his cleaning his food deliveries, sprays everything and washes the tins and packaging. Good on him, to be honest. Good on him, I have to say. You know, I think that's good, and you've got to do that for the present period. There are some people who say, oh, well, all these viruses die when the summer comes. Well, why are they dying in Australia then? Why have they got it in Australia? You know how hot it gets there. So I don't think the heat is going to make any difference. Daniel Woodhouse, morning. Nice to be here again. What I like to call the modern version of the Big Breakfast, but without zig and zag. I don't know what that is, zig and zag. Was that Channel 4, the Big Breakfast? I think it was, with that bloke, scruffy bloke, very talented. Chris Evans, wasn't it? Chris Evans was doing that. Morning to Gavin Bass. Hello to you, sir. Did we get down to the end there? Oh, nearly. Adrian. So, Chris, can I eat my hot cross bun? Well, why are you asking me that? Just go and eat it, dear. You don't need my permission to do that, darling. Why is that? John likes a bit of rough. Tom Hardy or Colin Farrell would be nice for 5 minutes. I'm sure it will be. Morning to Roy Brownlow. And LaBelle. LaBelle's going to have hot cross buns whenever I want. Try and stop me. And yes, so you can be overcautious. That can get sicker. Germs like heat and humidity, says Rachel. So we don't know, though. We're not really doctors or anything, are we? We just do what we do, don't we? Morning to Maureen. Maureen just texting in there. Just pick that up there. Oh, yes. So here's the good news, boys and girls. Look what's arrived. Now, this is my own personal one. I'm afraid I won't be giving this away. The face masks have arrived, boys and girls. Now, you can win one of these. Hello? Oh. There you go. You can win one of these on Sunday. The face masks have arrived. Now, pay full attention. These are not guaranteed against bacteria or virus or anything like that. They look pretty. Now, I'm very sorry to tell you, my little pretty face is not on there. They are just Union flags on there. Make sure you got them the right way up. I'm never quite sure which way that is. No doubt some clever clogs is going to come up. Ow, you've got the Union flag up the wrong way. It has to have the red line up there. Right, well, you do whatever you want, darling. Okay, so we've got these now. You can win one in the bingo on Sunday nights, okay, for the main game at 8 o'clock. You can win one of those. Or you can buy one, okay? These are £5 on PayPal. £5 on PayPal. I've only got 5. Is there 5 down there or 6? I can't remember now. And it's 5 down there. They are £5 on the PayPal, okay? £6.50 on Super Chat because of the 30% that YouTube take. It's just approximately, 30%. So, all right, £5 on PayPal, £6.50 on Super Chat if you want one. All right, won't be any, I don't think we're going to get made any of those because that's the only material she had. These have been lovingly made by my sister. Look how strong they are, Di. Look, look how strong they are. If you're going to wear one to block out the what do you call it? To block out the virus, I would recommend you get a medically certified thing to put underneath it. Okay, this may or may not stop bacteria. Very important that I say that. Don't be buying one of these and then getting the virus and then contacting some blooming solicitor saying, "Oh, but he said no, he didn't. No, he didn't." As proved now by this actual recording, which will be locked away in a vault somewhere so that no one can steal it from me. So there you go, all right? PayPal, £5 or £6.50 on the Super Chat. That's not all that's arrived. That's not all that's arrived. Are you ready? We have, as you know, for our bingo, first and second line prizes, first and second game prizes. We got pens, okay, and we got key rings. We have also now got these new fridge magnets. Now these are more of a card than a fridge magnet, okay, but they will stick to your fridge. I have tested one out. Now the magnet, these are quite thin, okay. These are thin, but they say, and you can only win one of these. You can't buy them, all right. It says in that corner there, "Hello, I'm a Chris Reardon bingo winners." Little photo of me as well, and they do stick to metal. There you go. All right, the magnet on there is in no way near as strong as the magnets on these, but as you can see, they do stick. But watch, right? Okay, I just tell you they're not as good. Look, watch, right? Okay, so the magnet isn't so good. However, I have tested one out on my fridge downstairs. Once it's on the fridge, it doesn't move. All right, so these are our new first and second game bingo prizes. Should you choose one of those, or a pen, or a key ring, because I said we were going to get something else. So they're like little thin. Because I know the fridge magnets are enormously popular for someone. Yes, okay, Mick, I'll save you one there. Mick Davenport, one mask already gone. So I will. So you'll have the choice of that as well. As I say, they're much thinner than the raffle fridge magnets, okay? But they will go as a sort of letter in the post as well, and they will actually stick to your fridge. It's just the magnet on there is a lot weaker than it is on the other one because they're thinner, I suppose. Okie doke. Roy Brownlow's just purchased a mask. Okay, Roy, let's have a look there. That will be... Oh, that's not come through yet. All right, I'll just wait for that to come through. No, give that a little while to come through. Nothing come through that. But I will be able to put that in a post for you this morning. Of course... Oh, no, actually, no, I won't. No, I won't. I'll leave it now till Tuesday because it won't go anyway. If I put that in the post now, it's not going to be collected until Tuesday, is it? Tuesday morning, that'll be the next collection. So nothing happening now, I'm afraid. More tap. Good morning, Gary. Gary Butler's there. Nephew Gary Butler is in the house. Morning, Gary. Okay, got that, Roy. That's just got there now. All right, so I'll put that in the post. I won't put it in there now because it'll just sit there. You know, like some idiot round here might shove a lighter down the post box or something like that. The people do that, don't they? Don't they do that? Thank you, Claire. Claire, you sent too much there, darling. Is that a tip as well? Thank you, Claire. Email me your address, Claire. There we go. And I'll put one of those in the post for you, Claire. All right, my love. So we've only got, as I say, I think there's 6 of them down there. I can't remember how many now. But my sister does a good job, you know. She really does. Look, that elastic ain't coming out anywhere. And you can just have it there. You can put it on like that. But please, you know, if you want this to protect you against viruses or anything like that, you're going to need to get a medical mask underneath it, all right? Do not think this will save you against any viruses. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it will. I don't know. We don't know how these things work, do we? We're not scientists. I'm not a scientist anyway. Have we got any scientists there this morning? Eh? Sunday is a collection for the post office. Not you. Must be joking. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Where'd you get that from? It says on the box. Monday to Friday, 9 a.m, Saturday 12. There's no mention of Sunday on there. Where'd you get Sunday from? Maybe it is at your post box, not here. Or a, what's that place? Sorting office. We've got a main sorting office. They probably do it there, actually. But not permitted to leave the house unless we absolutely have to, are we? So I'll stick that in the local one on the Tuesday, all right? Did I ask Rachel? I don't know if you replied, Rachel. Did you have any luck doing that ringtone thing? Maybe you've replied to that already. Sorry, I can't see all the messages. I think some of them are getting lost somewhere in the system. Thank you, Claire. There you go. My sister, I don't know if she's watching or not, but I hope she is. Then she can see the appreciation that people give to her. You know, credit where credit is due. Absolutely. Good. Some more stories then. How are we doing? Only 10:15, isn't it? Gas engineer. I like this. As I've said before, there's a lot of talent appearing everywhere at the moment. The TikTok videos, Facebook Lives. Some people are good. Some people aren't. You know, just how it is. If you've got a little bit of talent to share and you think you want to share it, do it. If people slate you, they start moaning, oh, you're not very good at that. Are you enjoying what you're doing? Ignore them. Just carry on. Ignore the haters. I don't care if there's someone on there singing and they can't sing a note in tune. If they are having a good time, what right you got to go on there and say, oh, this is really crap? Like someone did with my work a couple of weeks ago, told me my quiz was rubbish. Your quiz is rubbish. Pfft, thank you very much. Bye-bye. Someone tells you you're rubbish, just ignore them. If you're enjoying what you're doing, ignore them and carry on, because someone else will like you. There's never going to be everyone likes what you do. And I keep saying this, you know, whether it's a TikTok video or a YouTube video or a Facebook video, something like that, you might not get tens of millions of followers like some people. I have to say, if you are young and pretty, you are a vast advantage to anyone who's a bit older. Because people are looking at you and thinking, yeah, I'd like some of that. Whether you're singing or just sitting there looking at the camera. There's plenty of people do that. With some of them not particularly nice to look at. I mean, if I did that, there wouldn't be anyone. You know, but I like to think I can talk a little bit. So that's perhaps what you like there. You know, I'm sure you're not sitting there because you're thinking, I'd like... Well, you probably are, actually, aren't you? Especially people like Mick Davenport, Roy Brownlow, probably sitting there. You know, they come out with, oh, yeah, we're married and all that. We're not really fancying blokes. And then they saw me. You know, that's how it is. But you are a vast... I mean, when you see these people on TikTok, if they're young and pretty, girls or boys, you see thousands and thousands of likes. And then you might see someone in their 40s. And actually, it starts quite early. Sort of someone in their 30s even, who you think is reasonably looking, but they're not young. They're in their 30s now. And they might do a bit of dancing. You know, hardly any views. And as you get older, less and less likes. But if you are young and pretty, you don't need to have a talent. Just look at the camera and turn it on. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you're enjoying what you do, then do your video or do your painting or something like that. And this is all sorts of talent, not just video and that sort of thing. There's another one here in the Sun today. A gas engineer has been dubbed Van. Do you get it? Van, because he drives Oh, come on. Do I have to explain it all to you? Van Gogh, for his etchings on dirty vehicles, has created a poignant image to honour the NHS heroes. James Gibson crafted a masked nurse looking downward in a moment of reflection during the battle with coronavirus. And what he's done is he used 2 fingers. This is talent. This is talent. Thank you, Sean. Sean wants a face mask. Sean has bought a face mask for the delightful Fran Green. And once again, I notice, I say to you, £6.50. People, whatever the price of something is, I notice everyone always adds a pound or two. So thank you for that. Like a tip type thing, isn't it? So thank you very much for that. Thank you, Fran. I'll sort that out. Fran, if you could just email me your full postal address there and say Sean bought a mask for me. Roy, I've got yours. Someone else. And Claire, if you want to text that, I think you use a text usually, don't you? Then that's fine as well, your full postal address. I'll prepare them and they'll go in the post for you all on Tuesday morning. All right, my loves? Tuesday morning. Okay. Yes, so, I mean, this is another great talent to do this, you know. I personally think there's not an awful lot of talent to sitting in front of a camera chatting rubbish. I honestly don't. I just like doing it. But this is real talent. This van driver used his fingers, pieces of card, cocktail sticks and a sponge to complete the grime art, because basically it was a dirty van. I mean, how many of these do we see? Yeah, well, it's one man in his Sprinter van. He's not with us today, is he? Oh, he might be sitting there on the side, actually. He's often sitting there at the side and appears when we do the raffle tickets. But when you've got a dirty van and people draw stuff like Clean Me or Merry Christmas or pictures of willies and things, they do willies. Willies seem to be quite popular on the backs of vans, don't they? Well, this bloke has drawn a picture with his fingers of a nurse, and it looks blooming good. It really does. It says it covers his white Transit's rear doors and includes the words "Angels Without Faces." He's 46 from Essex. He says, I was inspired to do it after seeing what my sister Tina, who is a nurse, was going through. Amazing. So that story is, I mean, it just looks like a paint. It's got eyelashes. Oh, it's fun. Let me tweet this. I'm going to Twitter this, boys and girls. Have a look for the link on my Twitter, twitter.com/Chris Reardon UK. And, oh, who's this silly cow? Oh, I've just come across another story now. Right, I've twittered that. Chris Reardon, twitter.com/Chris Reardon UK is my Twitter. And you can see this bloke. You've got to have a look at that. That's amazing. It just looks like a painted picture on the back of his van. Who's this silly cow? Fury at Labour councillor who said Boris Johnson's ICU stay was a publicity stunt. The loony left again, isn't it? They're off their heads, all of them. They should all be committed to those institutions, I think. Great talent there, great talent. Just scrolling back there a little bit. One moment, please. There we are. Claire, we got that far, didn't we? Thank you, Rachel, who enjoys the quizzes. I'm glad you enjoy everything, Rachel. But not everyone enjoys. I get that. Not everyone enjoys everything everyone does. But that doesn't mean you should comment and say what you're doing is rubbish or something like that. No names mentioned. I wouldn't tell you who it was. Okay. Daniel, some of us do our so-called talents and just struggle to be recognised. And I'm one of them. It is difficult, Daniel. When I first started doing this, you don't think, what we got today? 30 people maybe? 30 or 35 people this morning. Oh, we got the 25 likes. So you're about to see young Mick Davenport's cakes, okay? 2 of the pictures of his cakes there. You're quite right. But when I started doing this, there wasn't like 30 people here. Even after all these years, still only 35 people there. But that's okay. You know, over the course of the next 24 hours, probably about 195 it'll get to or something like that. That's great. That's great. I'm happy with that. That's fine. Yeah, there are other people who do these things. Tens of thousands of viewers. My brother-in-law, he does restoration videos, as you well know, and things like that. Tens of thousands of viewers on those things. Me, 35. But it doesn't matter. It takes ever such a long time, Daniel, to get any sort of numbers. But I always say if there's one person enjoying what you're doing, then it's worth doing, okay? Mick, well, what was that noise? Was that a phone ringing somewhere? No. Where do we get to now? Sorry, I've lost my place there. Roy Brownlow. I thought I might be gay till I saw Chris Reardon. Made me definitely straight. Oh, please do me a favour. I've heard your voice on the phone. I've never heard someone so camp. I thought Larry Grayson was camp until you started ringing me up on the phone-in show on Thursdays. Dear me. Oh, hello, Chris. It's Roy Brownlow here. Camp. Dear, double camp, more like. Have you seen the Gary Barlow duet with Sir Cliff Richard? We Don't Talk Anymore. No, I haven't seen that. I like that song. It's so funny how we don't talk anymore. I used to think that life was real. Maybe I'll try that at the karaoke when we go back. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Mick says you keep us sane. I wish I was sane myself, to be honest, Mick. John, Somewhere Out There came on the radio. Somewhere out there with all the lights down low. Is it that one? Was it that one? I tell you, if you want to hear a really powerful ballad that won't make you cry, look up on YouTube the version of Over the Rainbow. Oh, damn, I've forgotten his name now. Irish bloke who won the X Factor. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. Was it Sean someone? What was his name? Irish bloke. Oh, how am I going to find this? Irish bloke who... And he was in Coronation Street. X Factor, Coronation Street. Irish? Let's try that. Shane Ward. Straight up. Shane Ward. What a great amount of talent he's got. Anyway, look that up on the YouTube. Shane Ward, Over the Rainbow, X Factor, maybe final. Amazing. Totally amazing. You can buy that actually on the iTunes. And I thought it would be like, the whole thing. No, it's just a little clip that was on X Factor, like a minute and a half long. Because they shorten all the songs on there, don't they, on the X Factor? All the songs, they take out a verse or two and a chorus and that's it. Oh, Mick Davenport, what are you going about? What are you talking about? No. What do you mean no singing? What do you mean no singing? How rude. Rude. Matt, perhaps I've got a little backing track here I can sing along to. Easy listen. Oh no, what a shame. Nothing. Never mind, we've always got my rendition of Happy Birthday to look forward to, and I know most of you do. How you doing with the deliveries? Well, two new delivery things here, boys and girls. Morrison's are adding 100,000 more food delivery boxes a week to help lock down British people. The food boxes are particularly suitable for vulnerable customers and key workers working tirelessly in the fight against coronavirus. They start at £30 and available online. Now, this is different to your shop. I've got a shop coming from Morrison's next week. Quite a large one. And that's I've gone online and selected things, milk, butter, cheese, that sort of thing, right? This is a different... I think they've already got these boxes ready to go, so to speak, so they can move them fairly quickly. It says in the Daily Mirror today, Morrison's is to ramp up the production of its food delivery boxes from next week to help support vulnerable and self-isolating customers. The boxes are delivered to customers' doors by DPD delivery and are priced at £30 with delivery costs an extra £5 on top, so 35 quid. It includes an essentials box which contains everything from loo roll to cheese, pasta and canned foods. Morrison's is also launching two new food box varieties, one containing ready meals and another for those who want to bulk buy meat, or dead animals as I like to call it. Well, ready meals, you've ready meals now. Come on, you've got the time now to be doing your own cooking. I actually think there's very few of you watching the show today who eats ready meals. Just salt and sugar they shove in those things. Morrison's is also launching, the new Market Kitchen meal box will be priced at £30, including delivery, and will contain 8 pre-made dishes. 30 quid for 8 meals. You could do so much yourself with 30 quid. How many loaves of bread and tins of beans would 30 quid be? See what I mean? Or 8 meals? No, it's just... I don't know. The new market... we've had that. Customers can also choose from a new square meal box, which include recipes such as deluxe shepherd's pie or cauliflower mac cheese, or the meal makers box where you can add your own sides to dishes like chicken tikka masala or Kerala vegetable curries. That's like foreign food there, I suppose, isn't it? Then there's the Morrison's British dead animal box, meat box, will be filled with enough dead animals for more than 38 meals and will cost £45, including delivery. Gosh. And all bits and pieces in there. So that's a new thing. It says over the past week, Marks and Spencer's has also joined the food box bandwagon with its own hamper-filled items such as toilet rolls, tea, coffee, rice, pasta, as well as tins of soup and baked beans. But sadly, no mention there of the honey roast crisps, which I've got to tell you, if I knew I could get Marks and Spencer, I am putting on the weight now. I know it. I mean, do you know what I mean? What else have we got to do other than eat and do nothing? God, there's going to be some fat people coming out when we get through this. I see there's a few already on here. Dear me, you're just getting bigger and bigger. I can see you. See, every time a new viewer joins us, I feel it. I feel it, and the weight on my shoulders of trying to keep you entertained. And my God, my shoulders are practically touching the floor at the moment, along with my arse. Seem to have grown breasts as well recently. Never mind, But you know what I mean. I mean, while we're in this kind of, I think most of us have kind of come away from all these diets and things like that. But I would, if I knew I could get some crisps delivered, honey roast crisps from Marks and Spencer's, I blooming well would do. You can't get them up the garages, those ones. I haven't bought petrol for weeks. I can't believe it. Mick Davenport has just sent $9.99 super chat. Thank you, Mick. Got a tip there as well. Thank you, Mick. Why didn't you do that on the PayPal though, Mick? It'd save you so much money if you could do it on the PayPal, like 30%. It's £1. I mean, I think £1.50 is worth saving. Maybe you haven't got one, have you? Oh, is that what it is? Mick's just got his Jara in the post. Straight away, he's bought a mask. Yeah, he knows where those priorities are, don't you, Mick? Dear me. All right, just send me through your address there. Let me see what emails I've got here from people. I've only got one from Roy at the moment. Claire's not sent her thing out. I was probably watching it on the iPhone, so we'll wait for that to come along there. Yeah, I would. I'd ask Marks and Spencer to send me those crisps. If I had to pay £10, I don't know, or 20 quid for like 5 bags of those crisps, I probably would do at this point, you know, while we're in need, sort of thing. Now, they're not the only one doing the boxes. Morrison's, Marks and Spencer's, Heinz. You want to get in direct from the place? Heinz are now doing them now. Heinz to home, this is called. In today's Metro, it says, if you're still looking for ways to get supplies to your door, good news. Heinz is now launching a home delivery service. And we all like Heinz. Come on. We all like Heinz, don't we? My old scout leader worked for Heinz. Yeah, he was a wonderful man, Ted Malden. Lost him a few years ago. Unfortunately, I didn't know that he died. Otherwise, I would have gone to the funeral. He was a wonderful, totally dedicated man. There was him and his wife, May Malden. She was lovely. And when I was with the Scouts with him, he was just totally dedicated towards us. You know, to make sure we could learn things, go camping. And because he worked for Heinz, he used to get all these tins cheap. They wouldn't have labels on. Wouldn't have, like, say, label it baked beans. It wouldn't even be written on there. Okay? So he'd turn up at these camping do's with tins and tins of stuff. And maybe we're making a meal or something. We need some baked beans. Okay, Skip, what? And we said, got some baked beans. And he'd go in the store tent. The store tent was where all the food was kept, right? He'd go in the store tent, produce a few cans, and he'd look at this code on there. He said, there you go, baked beans there, and yep, they're baked beans. Oh, that's spaghetti, and there you go. Right. And then you get back to your cooking thing. You might have some potatoes going in the fire. I tried to do wrapped up potatoes in the fire. We had no idea how long to put them in. Right? So we got these potatoes, wrapped them in foil, shoved them in an open fire. We didn't know how to do it. That's incorrect. You're supposed to put them in embers, not in a fire that's roaring. So we put them in there about half an hour. How long do you think we should have them in there? Well, give them another 15 minutes or so, 45 minutes, and we pulled them out. Well, they're just like lumps of coal. They were they were just like lumps of coal when we took them out of that fire. You couldn't do anything with them. But we used to get back to the fire, and we'd have some cooking going on there, things bubbling away and what have you. And then we'd open these tins of baked beans and they'd take the lid off and be blooming custard. Oh, dear. Or mushy peas. I'm sure some of you like mushy peas, don't you? Oh, nasty things, dear. Mushy peas. How can anyone eat those? Horrible. Or marifat peas. There's another one. I like the little ones. So garden peas. Very nice. Well, Heinz are now doing their own box. It says, if you're still looking for ways to get supplies to your door, good news, Heinz is now launching a home delivery service. It's great. And while all this is happening, more jobs are being created for people as well, aren't they? I don't know if I mentioned a young DJ. I don't really keep in contact with him. Maybe one email, one sort of Facebook message a year. He started, his name's Sam Lont. And he started off, he was my sound boy in Heaven, when I was DJing at Heaven, which was a very large gay club in London. I was there about, I think it was about three to 4 years. This is about 10 years ago now. It was all right in there. Good laugh in there. Management didn't sort of appear to know what they were doing most of the time, but that's okay. And I was DJing that, and he was one of my sound boys. So, you know, I would go in, ready to DJ and everything. We would be ready. And if there was a problem, you'd call him, and it'd be either him or someone else. Can't remember the other lad's name now. Would come up. Campus Christmas trees. They were only about 18. All right, Chris. And they'd come and have a little chat and all that. Well, he became big-time DJ. He became big-time DJ. Of course, he's lost all his work. He's lost all his work. Has got nothing to do at all. So no money coming in, you know, self-employed. No money coming in. We don't work. We don't get paid. What's he done? Gone to Tesco's and got a job as delivery driver temporarily. Fantastic. Full marks. Someone doing it. Rather than, I've got no money coming in. Oh, I don't know what I'm going to do now. Oh, maybe I'll claim off the government. Oh, yeah. I'll ring up the government and they send me some money. No, he's got off his arse and gone and done something. Top marks. Absolutely top marks. Really. I've got no time for these people who sit at home and say, I can't find any work. I haven't even left the house to look. Haven't even left the house to look. I can't find anything. Haven't even looked. Liar. Anyway, so all these delivery things, Heinz have got one now, so more jobs being created there. Fantastic. It says the home delivery service, their first box option will contain 16 tins. And of course, tin food lasts for years. Years. How many times have I sat here and told you I've just opened a tin of spaghetti? It's 2 years out of date. It was perfectly all right. Didn't smell, didn't look any different like it normally does. It says Best Buy. It doesn't say, you know, used by. It says Best Buy on there. 2 years later, perfectly all right. The same with that powdered potato that I had. Smash. For mash, get smash. Then they cut them up into little pieces. That's the Smash advert from the 70s. You won't get it if you're not old. So, tins of stuff. Fantastic. The first box will contain 16 tins, 8 tins of beans, 4 tins of spaghetti hoops, and 4 tins of tomato soup. Who can't like Heinz tomato soup? Yes, please. Tomato soup from Heinz. I think I've got one downstairs. I could have that with the garlic bread that I got from the co-op earlier. You can order the box on the new Heinz Home website, and it will be on your doorstep within 3 days, they say. They plan to expand the range soon, so we'll offer a whole range of Heinz products that you know and love, including tomato ketchup. While we're here, what's your favourite Heinz product? Or products? Mine are baked beans. Now, I don't know if they still do them. Heinz sponge puddings. Now, again, we used to have these on scout camps. Heinz, because of course he got all the Heinz stuff cheap. It wasn't nicked, but he could get it at enormous discounts, right? So if you were paying, I don't know, in those days, 20 pence probably for a Heinz sponge pudding, he'd be able to get it for 2 pence, cost or less. Maybe the tin is a little bit dented or something like that. Not quite up to their usual standards, but perfectly all right to eat. I don't understand that, do you? The food that is chucked away here, it's dreadful, dreadful. Good food just chucked away. Why? Because the tin's a bit dented, or the labels come off slightly, or the banana is not quite the right shape, and they chuck it away. Shocking. Shocking. Well, he used to get this stuff really cheap, but what's your favourite Heinz products? They used to do, I don't know if they still do them, but they were in a large tin and they were big. These weren't small. There was a large tin, sort of a thin, not thin, but thinner than a normal, like a normal tins like that, baked beans. These Heinz puddings were that big, but they were that big. They were round. And they did treacle pudding. Oh, they did chocolate sponge pudding with the chocolate sauce in the tin already, I think it was. And they did spotted dick type thing. And there was another one. And the jam one. They did a jam one. Oh my God, these were absolutely delicious. Heinz sponge puddings. So yummy. Wow. Do you know, I can smell the jam one now for some. And that wasn't my favourite, actually. The jam is probably the last one I would eat out of all four. I've got that smell of the jam Heinz sponge pudding in my nose now. Isn't that funny how that comes? It says, for parents, there will soon be a baby bundle for little ones aged 6 months, offering baby food made from natural ingredients. You can choose to order the box for yourself or have it delivered to someone else who is struggling. Heinz is... Don't start sending Sean Pye messages now to get me a bet box of bread. Sean is so generous on here. He really is. But don't start asking him to send you boxes of food now. All right. Heinz is also partnering with Blue Light Card, a discount service for the NHS Emergency Service, Armed Forces and social care workers receiving free delivery and priority shipments. This is brilliant. Delivery for the Heinz bundle costs an extra $3.50. So is it? I thought they said it's £10. Oh, £10. Okay, so £10 would buy you. What was it again? £10 would buy you 16 tins, 8 tins of beans, 4 tins of spaghetti hoops, 4 tins of tomato soup, and you'd be charged £3.50 for the delivery, which I think is very reasonable. I mean, I can't send my blooming clocks for that. And they don't wear anything like a box of tins, but I suppose they have their own lorries and that, don't they? For me to send a clock to you through the Hermes to come and pick it up is like £6. Down the post office, I think it's about a £5, but no one wants to go in the post office. I think that's brilliant, that Heinz thing. I really do. Blooming marvellous. What are your favourites? Let's see what you're saying there. Claire, tinned sponge puddings are gorgeous. Heinz baked beans for Claire. Lovely jubbly. Oh wait, let me start at the top there and rather go down there. I did email my address. Have you got it? Oh, did you email? One moment. Mick. No, nothing from you yet, Claire. I haven't got an email from you, Claire, my love. Let me put the email back up there. Perhaps you'll try going down. I've got one from Rachel, one from Mick Davenport, and one from Roy. So it's working. No email from you. Didn't text it, did you? No, didn't text it either. Maybe text me your address, Claire. Text it, perhaps. Sometimes I do get the occasional report of an email, or I sent you an email and it's not got here. I don't know why that is. Anyway, let's have a look. Morning to Alan Wainwright. How much are you selling your box for? I wonder. You might quit goodies. How much are you selling your box for? What box? I wonder you might quit goodies. Try that again, Adrian. Don't understand that. Roy Brownlow, $13.50 for 4 soup, 4 beans and 4 spaghetti. That's right. Campfire cooking with Chris Reardon. Perhaps this could be a new programme. A new programme. I could set up a little fire outside there. Is that a line? Are we allowed fires in the garden? No, we're certainly not, dear. I've nasty black patches on my nice lawn, thank you very much. Not happening here. Mushy pea sandwiches Mick Davenport's likes. Oh, no. Rachel, mushy peas with mint sauce. I know they're popular. Mushy peas are popular. They are. Not for me. Has your cooking improved since your Boy Scout days then? I think so. But there was something very nice about cooking on an open fire. And everything would have like a smoky taste to it, like sausages, or you'd put them on this metal grate thing, sausages, and turn them over. Great big fat things they were, and they bubble away. Toast, you do on an open fire. Fancy a bit of toast, you put it. No one ever got fat then, because we were all running around all the time, you see. We'd have a meal, then we'd go and run around, then we'd have a bag of crisps, and then we'd run around, and then a bar of chocolate, and we'd run around. No one ever got fat. Sean, Mick is living on mushy peas now. He's spent his gyro on a mask. Mick's on bread and water now just because he's bought the mask. Fair enough. What else have we got there? The factory programme last night showed a can of sardines, but you were 45 years old and they're fine to eat as long as you do a sniff test on them. Yeah, I'm sure they are, Adrian, you know. This stuff in tins lasts for years. You may remember back in the 70s, I think we all had supposed to have food ready in case we were attacked by a nuclear bomb, weren't we, or something like that. And they said to have tins then. I seem to remember that. Heinz tomato soup. Fran loves it. Oh, it is delicious, isn't it, Fran? Heinz tomato soup. Oh, it's so nice. Hello to D Banner. Do you drive for Yull? What is Yull and Dodds? I don't know what that is. Let me have a look. Yull. I don't know what that is. Is that like an organisation or something? Haulage, waste disposal. No. No, not me. It's not me who drives for them, I'm afraid. I've only got a car. Roy Brownlow likes the oxtail soup with no towels in it. Oh, Mick's going to do a bush chucker trial. Ants, worms and sparrows. Oh, no, thank you. Michael doesn't like Heinz at all. I like baked beans in SPC. What's SPC? Is that a shop, SPC? I don't know what that is, SPC. Mandy, tomato soup with doorstep fresh bread. Yes, and butter. Gary Owen, mush and peas are yellow and the maker puts in green colour. Did you know that? Apparently they come out yellow. I didn't know that. Thank you, Gary. Good morning to you, Gary. We've done Claire's one there. I like Heinz tomato soup, says Gavin. When can we eat the Easter eggs on Easter Sunday? What a stupid question. Don't you know that? Easter eggs on Easter Sunday. How much are you selling your box of goodies for with all your cans? Why would I be selling a box of goodies if I've just bought one? You do say the strangest things sometimes, dear. You really do say the strangest things. So that's Morrison's. Right, so we're going to do these... right, get ready for the raffle tickets after this story. Now, this story comes around every year now, just like the weather stories. Right? Nasty Asian hornets are invading the UK and could cost the economy millions of pounds. The insects... This comes every single year we get this story now. The insects which can kill with a single sting are having a devastating impact on Britain's already dwindling honeybee population. They attack the honeybees as well, you see. They measure almost 2 inches long. You see one of those flying in the house and you'll know about it and you'll hear them. I had one fly through my kitchen once and they don't rush through either. Because they're not bothered. They're not bothered, not bothered. Me bothered, no bothered. You bothered, no bothered. They're not bothered at all. They know that you're scared of them. And they come through. You come through the kitchen like a helicopter. It's serious. It was like a helicopter, the way it moved slowly through. Fortunately, I had the other door open as well, so it just passed straight through there. Horrible things. My mate was woken up one night. He just could hear loads of buzzing. Thank you, Claire. I've got that now on the message. Thank you, Claire. He could hear this buzzing. and he couldn't get to sleep, so they eventually moved the bed out of the way, and there it was on the floor. Giant hornet, buzzing its head off. Scary things they are. They are really scary. You're scared of a wasp. You wait till you see one of those. Anyone had any experience of a giant hornet at all? Anyway, one still in his luff is enough to kill someone who's allergic. Experts admit the Asian hornet colonised most of France at a rate of 60 to 80 kilometres per year, and the species has swiftly been invading other countries. They come from, I think it's China there somewhere. When is it? They're from Southeast Asia. They prey on small creatures, especially bees. So they won't eat us, but they could kill you if you're allergic to their stuff there. Frightening. Now, Mick, all you need to do is remind me. Oh, Chris, you haven't done your pictures. We don't need the angry face, dear. Now, if you keep getting angry like that, my dear, you're going to do yourself harm and have a terrible heart attack. You must calm down, my dear. Calm down. Calm. Perhaps a little bit of calming music for you and a little song from me. I think that will do it. I'll make up a song. I'll make up a little song as we're going down here. Just a moment. Yeah, old Mick Davenport is here. He's getting angry, very angry, and he mustn't get very angry. It will do his heart some harm, and he might drop dead on the floor. Would Mandy really care? No, she'd go out and get a toy boy. Calm down, dear. Calm down. There you are. See how calm you are now that I've sung for you? Perhaps I'll sing another song. What else could I... Is one enough? Is one enough? Yes, gang, we have the required amount of likes now to show you mixed cakes. I've selected 2 cakes. If you want to send in a photo, boys and girls, of whatever, then that's fine. Send it in. If you could just send me one, though, because sometimes so many came. Mick sent 5 in. I'll hold on to the others, Mick, and I'll put those on there in the next few days. But it is quite a bit of a thing to move stuff from one computer to the other, especially when you're trying to get all the stories and everything in as well. So I'll show you 2 of Mick's. Mick's been making scones. There we go. How absolutely delicious does that scone look like? Doesn't that look absolutely delicious? Look at that scone. We want one of those scones. Very, very nice indeed, my friend. All right. There's Mick's scone. Not only has he been making scones, he's been doing these as well. I think these are called almond slices. I might be wrong. Look at the little nuts on the top there. Nuts, whole hazelnuts. Ooh, Cadbury's got them and they covered them with chocolate. Yes. Very nice indeed. So scones and almond slices there from Mick. He sent some more pictures. But as I say, gang, if you send us a picture, that's fine. Please only send one. You know, if you've got a selection of pictures, choose your best one and send it through, because it is quite a bit of an... It doesn't take forever, but when you're bringing everything else together first thing in the morning and other stuff to do you know what I mean? It all starts adding up on time there. Roy Brownlow's on 0 income now. Government says he's not eligible, so living on the lottery winnings. Ba 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 ba. Morning to Roy the boy. Good morning, Roy the boy. Mixed tune. My partner has just shut the doors. Didn't like the tune. Now, did I see someone mention more there? Yeah, the old beach house. Oh, look. What about this one? Oh yeah. Bingo is on Sunday night here on United Kingdom Tour. You can win such lovely prizes every night. You could win a mask or a hat. What about a nice clock or even one of our little magnets? You can choose a pen. It writes so well. The ink is black, but the colours of the pen is red, green, white, yellow. We like fun, and we have so much fun on United Kingdom Talk in the morning. Some people, they like it. Some people, they hate it. The people but the haters have already gone. Bye-bye. If you like it, you will stay and be at home every day. United Kingdom talk. How many verses did you want? Is that enough now? Is that enough? Michael Pullman says, that cake will go well with my cup of tea right now, Mick. Can you send a slice to Australia? You could make money doing those cakes, I tell you. You could make... I really think so. Well done, Mick. Beautiful cakes. LaBelle loves the shimmy music, don't you? Right, who wants a raffle ticket? Speak now, gang. Thank you. Claire has sent £2 for the singing. Thank you, Claire. Oh, well, I'll have to do that. Perhaps a whole concert, Claire. How much for a whole concert? Oh, dear. Why would you ever want to grow up, eh? Act your age. Nah. No thanks. Don't like me? Go away. Simple as that. That's it. You need to cut out the negativity out of your lives, boys and girls. If someone is just annoying you, just ignore them. They go away eventually. Right, here we go. Raffle ticket time. Yeah, baby. LaBelle, does anyone feel like he does this and he's like this all day long? LaBelle, yes. Yes, absolutely. You see these TikTok videos I do as well. Don't be sensible. It's really boring. It's so boring to be sensible. One of those people who don't find anything funny. You know, oh, that's not very funny. One of those people, isn't it? Oh, well, bye. Go. It's okay. Even if you're sitting there and what you've done you think is funny and no one else thinks it's funny, just close the door and laugh to yourself. Laughter is the best form of medicine. Unless you're diabetic, in which case insulin is probably work a lot better for you, my loves. All right? Jason Hughes, number 687. Here we go with the raffle tickets. This is for the raffle on Monday, gang. Colin K, 688. Tony King, 689. John Aitken, 690. Aitken, 690. Adrian Richardson, 6... What's that? Oh, they're out of order, doesn't matter. 696, Adrian Richardson. Fran Green, 697. Rachel, 698. I can't believe I got it. I think that's the first paid singing performance that I've ever had. Thank you, Claire. Rachel is on, what are you on? Where at? 698 for Rachel. Rachel. Michael Lawrence, 699. Who's getting 700? 700 for Shania. Roy the Boy, 701. Colin Coates, 702. Mari Lowe, 703. Mari, where's Mari gone? There's Mari. Michael Pullman, 704. Sean Price, 705. Simon Steele, 706. Did I do Diane there? 1 minute. Sean, Diane, Jeb, 707. Roy Brownlow, 708. Simon, 70. I've done you, haven't I? 706 for Simon. Mick Davenport, 709. Growing up is boring, says Fran. I think so too. I really do. Mandy, 710. 710. Michael, I got nightmare from you given my 666 yesterday. We got to 666 in the raffle book, and I can't remember who was at 666. And I gave them another number, and I said I shall select who's going to get the 666. I decided to give it to Michael Lawrence. Sorry, I had a nightmare last night. Ross Herndon, 711. Mix 52 and he's never been sensible in his life. Excellent. Excellent. Is that everyone? Rachel laughs at her own TikToks. Good. Good. Rachel does TikToks as well. George Bond, 712. Alan Wainwright, 713. LaBelle, 714. What's LaBelle say there? Imagine living and waking up to Chris singing that song about any given thing at the time. And you can have a song anytime you want. Adam the Plumber, 715. Have I missed anyone out now? Looks like I've got to the end of the list. If I've missed you out, please speak now, my darling.
We are fighting the fake news. It's fake, phony.
Sorry,
fake.
gang, hitting the wrong button there. Gavin Bass is 716, he says. Pulling out another load of tickets. 716. For Mr. Gavin Bass. There you go. Thank you, Gavin. Why do we need to grow up? It would be boring if we didn't have fun. You're right, it would. It would. Are the people having fun today? Not so much fun as usual, perhaps, are our friends whose birthday it is. Unfortunately, not a good time to be going out for your birthdays because you can't. We've got 9 today. Thank you, Maureen is there. 717 for Maureen in London. Here we go. Put that on there. Birthdays then. Drew Christie today. Happy birthday to Drew Christie. Greg Bramwell. Good morning, Greg. Happy birthday to you. Paul Knight. Oh, he comes to the karaoke. I haven't seen him for ages, actually. Hope you're well, Paul. You had a bit of a heart attack about a year or so ago, didn't you? I think it's you anyway. Hello, Paul Knight. Happy birthday. Christina Ewing in Portsmouth. Morning, Christina. Happy birthday. Martina McGarry, 56 today. Happy birthday, Martina. I work with her at Directory Inquiries. Yep, Directory Inquiries. Can I help you? It was actually 142. London Directory. It's gone now. There is no 142 anymore. Big switching centre in Wimbledon it was. Yeah. It was the most boring job in the world, I have to tell you. We didn't really like it there. But BT looked after us and I transferred to engineering and done all that, which was great. Arthur Harbabiruk is 25 years old today. Sorry if I've got the wrong pronunciation of your surname. Hababiruk, I think it is. Arthur Hababiruk is 25 years old today. Cagsy Thomas, good morning, Cagsy. Happy birthday to you. Noah, good morning, Noah. 43 years old today. And finally, it's John Hughes' birthday today as well. Happy birthday to you, boys and girls. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Twice, coronavirus. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. There we are, quite a few little birthdays today, boys and girls. Happy birthday to each and every one of you. Can I make a video of your garden? Well, there's not a lot to see at the moment. It's just green. I don't get many flowers there until really late, sort of August, September, unfortunately. And I think that's because I'm not south-facing here. It's just how it is, really. Now, I saw a message from George there somewhere. Didn't I see a message from George there? I can't find it now. Fridge magnets still not come. Oh, that's a long time, isn't it? Yeah, give it another week. See what happens there, George. See what happens. The stuff doesn't... Occasionally stuff goes missing, but it came in a little grey plastic bag there, so you should get that. And that's it. All right, gang. Thanks ever so much for joining us. Thank you, those of you that sent little tips and that and what have you. It's very kind of you. Really kind. I'll see you again, hopefully, tomorrow morning. This afternoon, I'll be watching the Good Friday service, of course, most important mass of the year as far as I'm concerned, and the church is concerned. So that's this afternoon. I'm going to try and get the Vatican one, which I assume will be at 2 o'clock. Usually that's at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So if they're an hour ahead, does that make it 3 o'clock, or does that make it 2 o'clock or 4 o'clock? I don't know. I told you before, not very good at mathematics, dear. Enjoy the day, and thank you so much for joining us. See you again tomorrow morning. Bye-bye now.